What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Hunter podcast. This is your host, Logan Romney. And today we have an awesome guest. It's Stephen Lauder. He has an Instagram, YouTube page called Way Up West. And he does some awesome work. I really love his films, his photography, all of his channel. He's got some cool stuff going on with his brand right now. And he's doing a bunch of fitness stuff. And he kind of tells us the story of how he got into it and how he got into the industry and all that stuff. So it's super cool. Real quick, if you guys want to grab yourself a Bino visor or any swag on the Creative Hunter website, use the code podcast15 and you'll actually save 15% on anything on the website, whether it's a Bino visor, a hoodie. I think we have a couple hats on there right now. So anyways, guys, thanks for hopping on here and listening. Let's get straight into this episode right now. All right, what's up, you guys? I'm here with Stephen Lauder. This is actually the first in-person podcast I've done so far.
Oh, really?
And this is like episode 47. Oh, cool. So yeah, pretty cool, dude. So thanks for being the first in-person guest.
Sweet.
And thanks for letting us use your studio.
Yeah.
Too. This is sweet. So we went and shot bows for a little bit, came back here, recording this episode. So it's gonna be fun. But yeah, dude. Man, let's just get into it. You tell me about just kind of your experience getting into this industry, or honestly, let's start with tell me about your channel, what you do.
So film hunts is kind of where it all started. Kind of transitioning more into a little bit of informational stuff, but filming hunts is definitely my passion. That's definitely what I like to do. That's where it kind of started. Kind of started by accident. Accidentally filmed a hunt with my now ex-wife years ago and put it together by accident on the computer and realized that was kind of cool, and it was fun.
Nice.
And then so we started kind of carrying a camera everywhere we went, and then it just kind of built from there.
Yeah.
That's how the channel started, really. And then now I'm kind of switching into more informational stuff and trying to teach a little bit more gear reviews. I've made a lot of mistakes I'll be 35 this year, and I've been hunting since I was a little kid, so
yeah,
made a lot of mistakes over the years and trying to just shorten the learning curve for somebody else. Really, is kind of the idea behind it. That's cool. Yeah, because there's a lot of things you don't know what you don't know,
Oh yeah.
until you screw up, and then you know.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And it's hard for a lot of people to just spend that time out there and learn.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was pretty fortunate. I've had a lot of time. Even my previous job, I only worked 4 days on, 4 days off. So
nice.
And with no kids, I spent a lot of time outside.
Yeah.
So got to screw up a lot of things and learn a lot of lessons.
Yeah. Right, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good, dude. So you've been hunting for a long time.
My entire life.
Yeah. Your dad hunt too?
Yeah.
Nice.
He hunted when he was a kid, and then my brother's older than I am, and my dad stopped hunting, and my brother came of age. He kind of brought us back into it, and me and him are both diehards, and that's all we do. So
that's cool. Do you guys hunt much together?
We used to a lot. He moved over to Boise, so
yeah,
we're kind of separated now. I think we might try to do something a little bit this year, but
that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Nice, dude.
Yeah,
that's fun. Does your dad still get out there? Or?
A little bit.
Yeah,
he's getting to the age of pheasant and
that
kind of stuff a little bit more now. But
nice.
He draws a tag. He had a drew elk tag a few years ago, and
that's fun.
Yeah, he gets out, cuts coyotes and that kind of stuff. A little more chill stuff now.
Yeah. Cool, dude. Cool. Yeah. So, we were talking about this a bit, but just your process of how you got into camera stuff.
Yeah.
How you kind of learned the camera. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So it's oddly enough. So I was in the Marines. I was a sniper in the Marine Corps, and most of the job of a sniper, the fun part's the shooting, but most of it is the reconnaissance behind it all.
Yeah.
And when part of that is being able to take pictures and send it back to the command, and they actually gave us a Canon. I don't remember what Canon it was. It was the flagship at the time.
Yeah.
And then what we called the Jesus lens. It was a 600 or 800 millimeter. Just a giant lens. I mean, the thing was that big.
Yeah.
And they gave us that, and then they brought in a professional photographer to train us on nighttime photography and everything. And he was showing us how to take pictures of license plates of 100 yards away, and the long exposure, and how to edit, and how to Photoshop, and I just was super intrigued by all of the camera stuff and learning. And the long exposure was super cool. And kind of after that, once I got out of the Marine Corps, I bought it was a Canon 70D that I carried around for a while, and then it was too big to carry, so I ended up buying that Sony RX100. And that thing went everywhere with me, and then it kind of evolved from there where I was like, I need a bigger camera. I kind of outgrew that camera.
Yeah.
And it just kind of grew and grew and grew until I got a studio and lenses and bodies and audio equipment and
Nice.
lights and yeah.
That's fun. That's kind of how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, kind of fell
It's
into it by
never
accident,
ending.
but I freaking love it, man. I love editing. I love photos. Love video.
That's cool.
It's a lot of fun,
That's cool.
as you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Right. When you first got like a camera after the military, were you like shooting photos on hunts and stuff, or was it
Yeah.
just yeah?
Yeah. So I drew a Nevada deer tag the year I got out of the Marine Corps, and then I left the Marine Corps and drove straight to Nevada and scouted, and then had my camera and started taking pictures from
Nice. So
right
you're just
away.
like
Yeah.
right off the get go.
So
That's cool.
it was slow going for a few years, but I've been doing this I've been out of the Marine Corps for 10 years now.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this more like serious for the last 5 or 6 years.
Nice.
So for the first 4 years was kind of like auto mode and
Right.
fun, you know.
Just getting out there and
So
doing it though.
yeah,
No, that's
yeah,
cool. That's kind of one of the biggest things though that like people need to do when they're first starting out is like just do it. Like
yeah,
even if you don't know everything, like get out there and just do it. Even if you're on auto mode,
yeah,
because
100%.
yeah, you just gotta learn it, get the reps in.
Yeah,
That's cool.
just doing it is definitely a big one.
Yeah,
You'll figure it out.
yeah, right. At what point did you kind of realize like, okay, I could actually like sell some photos or start doing this as some work?
Uh, that's a good question. I have no idea. Um, so Kafaru was the first company that actually ever picked me up.
Okay.
They were the first ones to take a chance. And the very first year they gave us a couple packs and said, here you go, test it out. And then the second year,
Nice.
I remember they offered to pay us like a yearly retainer. And I think that was the light bulb of like, holy smoke, people get paid for this,
Yeah.
And then I think Kafaru was probably the first one where they actually, they started liking our photos and using our photos a ton, using the videos I was making,
Yeah.
and the films. And that was probably where the light bulb went off.
That's cool.
So yeah, Kafaru was awesome. Still work with them.
Yeah.
Great company, great people, great packs.
Yeah, they seem like good dudes. I've seen a bunch of your work with them,
But
so
yeah,
they use a lot of it.
I love their stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
got the old wall there, but
and a bunch of packs.
yeah,
Yeah,
they make good stuff. American made's pretty cool. Yeah,
that's cool. And a lot of them are military guys too, right? Or maybe not.
Aaron was.
Yeah,
I don't really know. I don't think so anymore so
yeah,
much. They might have some people there that I don't know. People I know that aren't.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, that's still cool though.
yeah.
It's good company.
I know they still do a lot of work with the military and still.
Do they?
Yeah,
Yeah, nice dude.
that's outside my realm of knowledge.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I like their hunting stuff.
right. What's kind of like a piece of gear this year that you're excited about? Something new, maybe?
I not hunting related. I've got a Sony A1 Mark II on order.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Dang,
I
dude.
went full
That's gonna be
steam.
cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
so I'm really excited about that.
I think I like that.
I freaking hope so. It's their best.
Yeah. Because what are you shooting on right now?
A4s,
Okay.
A7 4s.
Yeah, those are baller
They're
cameras
great
too.
cameras. I
Yeah.
love what I get out of them. So I just kind of, I just wanted, I don't know, just
Yeah.
I get there's the few specs on there. They're just a little bit better, a little bit higher megapixels, a little bit better video quality, and just their top
Nice.
of the line hybrid camera. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just kind of said send it and waiting for it to ship to me, waiting for months.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They on backorder or something?
yeah, so it's brand new. They launched it
Okay.
at the beginning of this year, and then it's been backordered forever.
Yeah.
I keep getting emails saying they don't know when it's going to show up, so hopefully I have it by hunting season.
Dang.
But we'll
Hopefully.
see.
Yeah. A few months.
But yeah, not the camera. I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah.
Hunting related though, I don't know. I got a lot of. Oh, the Sig 277 Fury. I got one of those.
Yeah.
To test out.
Nice.
I've been shooting it a little bit, and I'm gonna take that on Spring Bear.
Okay.
And that thing's
Sweet.
gonna be a hammer.
That'll be cool.
I got a little bit of testing out of it, and it's launching a 150 grain at 20, almost just shy of 2,900 out of a 20-inch barrel. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that.
That's cool.
I was shooting 2650 out of the 6.5 Creedmoor, and I was only using the 40s. So
Oh wow.
a little more weight and a lot more speed. So
Yeah.
it should be a hammer on bears.
Nice.
They even talked to a couple guys that've been elk hunting with it and had some good luck with elk
Pretty
last
good.
year. Yeah.
Dang, there you go.
So just a
That's
270 on crack.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice, dude. That'll be fun. Yeah. So you do rifle hunting and archery hunting,
Everything.
like
Yeah.
everything.
Season's
Yeah.
up, I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I am too.
Yeah.
It's like if there's a season, I'm gonna be hunting.
Yeah.
So nice, dude.
I prefer archery, hands
Yeah.
down. But I'm not opposed to pick up a rifle.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah.
So let's keep talking camera stuff.
Okay.
What's your lens setup? Do you have a couple, or do you just bring one or two?
I
Or?
only have a couple. So
Yeah.
as of lately, going solo, I bring a 35-1.4,
Okay.
and then I bring a 70-200, kind of that short.
Okay, so you don't go like 24 to 70 or anything in there.
No, I like prime lenses.
Yeah.
I'm bougie that way or whatever it is, but that 35, and I've got a 51-2,
Nice.
and those prime lenses are just a little,
Sick.
just a little
yeah.
nicer. I was running a 24-105 for a while, but once I switched, I got that 51-2, and I got spoiled. A 70-200 is sweet. I really, really like that lens. But there's something about prime lenses that I fell in love with, and I know those 24-70s are sweet, but yeah, I kind of fell in love with that 50. The 50s are something different.
Nice.
Can't totally explain it, but those 50 pictures are just
Oh yeah,
nice.
They're that's like one of the best lenses you can get, and
having that 1.2 at low light,
yeah,
pretty huge,
insane. Yeah,
so, but it's all right. That's why I train, so I can carry a little more weight.
right. Carry a
Changing
couple
lenses
more
sucks,
pounds.
but I run the 35 quite a bit because it's a little bit more
Yeah.
versatile. The 50 can be too tight at times.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to get close content.
For sure.
So
are you filming a bunch of your own hunts this year?
yeah. Yeah. I'll be teaming up with a couple guys this year.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm sure I don't like filming myself. Solo
Yeah,
filming is
it's hard.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna team up with a couple guys this year, and we're gonna do some filming together.
Nice.
I'll be filming hunts for sure.
That'd be
I'll
cool.
stop doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But dude, like you're saying, like solo filming is tough.
It screwed some things up
Freaking.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a chocolate bear that I didn't get to kill a couple times last year because I was adjusting cameras and adjusting the freaking phone scope.
Really?
He walked over the ledge and out of my life. I never saw him again. I was just like, never doing this again. So I won't solo film.
Tough.
I'll do enough filming and enough photos and stuff. Do that selfie stuff while I'm solo for here and there, but I won't do like a full film. It's the people that do that, mad respect. I can't do it. I don't have the patience.
Yeah.
So
that's what I grew up watching as solo hunters. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was like
respect
my favorite show ever.
Be able to kill stuff on camera when you're by yourself is
right, especially with a bow.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Yeah.
It's insane.
They've got next level skills.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
So this last year, this Wyoming bull that I killed this last year, filmed the entire hunt. Was on my own on the last day. Continued to try to solo film. The bull was bedded in these dark trees on this north slope, and watched him all day. I couldn't find him all day. I knew he was in there. I knew he bedded in there, but I couldn't find him all day. And finally, he started getting up, moving around, and I had the cameras up, and I was watching him kind of go through this dark timber, and all of a sudden I couldn't find him, and then I found him out the trees going across this flat. He was walking away from me, and I went to full panic mode, and he gave me one quarter away shot, pulled the trigger, and killed him. And then I realized I didn't turn on any of the cameras.
Oh, no.
This entire hunt filmed.
Dang it.
With no kill shot. And I was like, but that's definitely me. I'm definitely like the hunt is first, cameras are second. But so when you're by yourself, it's like, so it's frustrating. But
yeah. No, it's tough. And yeah, I've kind of been that way too, where it's like the hunt comes first.
Mm-hmm.
But I also haven't really had a situation where the camera messed it up, which is, I hope I don't ever have to have that situation.
You got figured out better than I do.
I don't know. I think I've just been lucky. But I also haven't tried to self-film a lot of archery hunts. So
I won't try. I don't even.
Yeah.
Can't imagine. GoPros and stuff. That's what they only have.
Yeah, that's what I've done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I did like this last year. But I did have a cameraman across the canyon like filming me, and then I had a GoPro on, and it turned out pretty sick. So I could have done it. I could have put it together if he wasn't filming me.
Yeah.
But it just made for a cooler story.
I like the videos from across the river. You can kind of see the overview.
Yeah, you can see like everything, the deer and you stalking in. It's freaking sweet.
I do like those.
Yeah, but then over the shoulder shots are cool too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
You need like
crazy.
A cameraman. I've thought about that a few times.
I know.
A cameraman with the bow hunter. You want to cross the canyon.
Exactly.
But
yeah, it would work.
Yeah,
it would work. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Let's chat networking and
I think I feel like the way that your channel and stuff and pages kind of worked out is a little different than a lot of people have, as far as like the networking side of things go. Um, but tell me about what your like networking looks like if you're trying to work with a brand, or if you're just looking for work. Like, where do you start? Where do you go? Or like over the years, how has it worked out?
So luckily, um, I've had a job. This has been my kind of my side gig the entire time.
Yeah.
So luckily for me, Kafar was the only company that we've actually reached out to,
Okay.
and or that I now, but it's the only company that we reached out to. Every company after that has reached out to us, or me now. So I keep
Right.
saying us, but
Yeah. Yeah.
has reached out to me, and so and that's the way I want to keep it. I want to work with companies that want to work with me.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to a company and beg to work with them.
Yeah.
If they like my style, I really try to stay. I want to stay authentic. I don't want to become sales pitchy. I don't want to become a car salesman by any means.
Yeah.
I want to be honest. I don't want to work with a company one I don't believe in. I don't want to work with a company that I don't think there's like if I don't want to like whatever. You know those toxic broadheads, the ones that had like the circle shaped blades.
Oh, yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen that before.
like total joke. I don't
Right.
care who's listening. Total joke. Never work with a company like that. Like
Yeah.
I've had companies reach out where I'm just like, I don't believe in your product, and I'm sorry. I'll tell them no. I don't want anybody to ever see any of my content and think that I'm pushing something just because they're either paying for it or I got it for free. Like
Right.
and I think it's been slower to grow, but I
Sure.
think it's a better growth personally overall.
Yeah. I agree.
Like I said, luckily I did not have to be paying my mortgage with this money, so I didn't have to pitch myself to anybody.
Yeah.
A lot of these companies wanted to work with me due to what did they see and whatever they came across, which has been pretty damn cool.
That's
So,
cool.
and then I think the relationship goes a little bit better when they reach out to you
Yeah.
rather than you begging for something. So,
Sure.
I don't know if that's a great answer, but
I think that's good.
yeah, I don't.
How did you put yourself in that position to be valuable for a brand to reach out to you?
Yeah, good questions, man. Um, I'd like to say just good pictures.
Yeah. Showing your work.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, going to the expos and shows and talking to people and meeting people face to face and
Yeah.
having that personal relationship is definitely important.
That's
And
huge.
kind of putting a face to the name and in the work and everything else. Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we all know at this point where it's like you know someone by their handle, but you don't know someone by their name.
Right.
And for guys like when we're doing this and they got to think of somebody like, hey, we need a guy. They're gonna think of someone they know or someone they can put a face to, someone they've met. That, I've got to put it this way, like I'm gonna have to spend 5-10 days with this guy on a hunt. I also want to make sure I can enjoy the hunt for 5 to 10
Oh
days,
yeah.
not some weirdo with a camera. So
It's huge.
I think that's
Yeah.
part of it as well. But I think a lot of it started out, without sounding too arrogant, was the good pictures, good video quality, and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. That's the other thing I strive towards is everything I do is try to high quality video, high quality pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I try to keep everything as high quality as I can.
Right.
So
Yeah.
at least not much iPhone stuff.
Yeah.
So
Right. I think that's good. And I think like you being willing to like show your work, post films on YouTube and show like this is what I can do, and you're also showing your personality there too.
mhm.
You're not just showing your work. If you're just posting photos, you're not actually showing like your personality. And like you're saying, if someone wants to hire you for a 10-day hunt, like they kind of want to know a little bit about like how you are,
Yeah,
like when you're in the mountains or whatever, right? And even even a film is curated a little bit, but it can still show someone like what you do and the type of
yeah,
hunts you go on and the type of person you are.
yeah. That's a good point
So
for sure.
yeah, I think that's something that I've noticed that that you've done good at is just like putting yourself out there on stuff. I think more people could probably do that,
Yeah.
especially guys like starting out who want to film other people, you know?
Yeah, well, like I was talking earlier, like pointing the camera at me is my least favorite place to be. I like to
Yeah,
be behind the camera, but unfortunately, nowadays with social media and everything and all that stuff,
yeah,
you got to be in front of the camera too.
yeah.
But
Would you say like in the perfect world, if you would you prefer to just film other people and then go do your own hunts without filming them, or or do you like having your hunts filmed, and filming your own stuff? Like if money wasn't an issue.
um, I think I want both. I could definitely
Yeah,
like find a hunting buddy that was I think that was good with the camera as well. And because as I'm sure you run into this, like most people want to hunt,
Yeah.
and the last thing they want to do is stop and take the camera out of the bag and take some pictures, or hey, can you do this again? Or
Yeah.
stop and tell the story, narrate, anything along those lines. It's really hard to find someone to do that. But if I could find, nah, I don't know. Yeah, if I could just run the camera be behind the camera, and then hunt up for my own, and just take pictures of my own hunts, that would probably be the way I'd probably like prefer it. Pictures for my hunts, and then film everybody else's.
Nice.
Just be behind the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd probably be my preferred. I don't know.
It's interesting, huh?
No, yeah.
Because I haven't really thought about it much, but
I like filming my own hunts. Those memories are.
it's cool.
You're going through those edits, and it's
Yeah.
stories. I remember. So like, this is the one thing I always say is like, I remember my first deer. I have one picture of it. Like,
Yeah.
one picture of my first deer when I was 12 years old, and one picture of my first bear, and now I've got terabytes of stuff on my hard drives.
Yeah.
Of pictures and videos and like all the adventures. It's pretty wild. It's fun to look back on. So
It
yeah,
is
I think I'd want to continue to film my hunts as well.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
I think it's worth it to have those memories
Yeah.
in the end.
Yeah.
I'll go back and like rewatch films I made like years ago just for fun. Really? I love it. I'm like, oh, dude, that was so cool.
Oh, watch them. I'm afraid to.
Yeah.
It's gonna be terrible. What was I doing?
That's funny. I go through that too. I'm like, oh, it's actually what's interesting to me is I'll go watch those films and just be like, wow, okay, like sometimes I feel like I'm not progressing very much, and I'll go watch a film from a year or two ago, and I'm like, oh, dang, like my films now are way better than they were a year or 2 years ago, right? And it's like,
it's crazy how fast it progresses.
Yeah, it is crazy. So that's like something that I think is good from doing that.
I had a friend recently tell me that go look at a picture from 2 years ago and the pictures you're taking now.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're saying. That progression of like set them side by side. You're like, oh, okay, I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I thought that was a banger. That was not a good picture.
Right.
So yeah, that's a good point. Is go back and look at your work. Maybe I need to go back and look at a couple of my old films.
I don't know. You don't. It's up to you. I know people that would like never do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I'm terrified to go watch my first one. It's gotta be bad.
Right. Yeah. Dude, one of the first films I put out is like my most viewed film on my whole YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a mule deer hunt that I did by myself, solo filmed it, rifle deer hunt. Killed like a nice buck, but not like a giant, like 150-inch deer. And it's my highest. It's like 74,000 views,
that's cool.
which is like insane for most of my videos. So
awesome.
I don't know, something about it works pretty good. That video just took off, but
sometimes it's hard to find.
But now I look at it, I'm like, man, this color grade is terrible. Like, jeez, like why was I gonna watch this?
Oh yeah, it goes through your oversaturated phase and
yeah, like too much talking. I didn't show like any B-roll really, like the whole time.
Oh yeah, my first film has 0 B-roll.
Yeah.
0. Yeah, it's all just talk to talk.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, B-roll's huge. Like that's like a big thing that could take someone to the next level. It's just like getting good B-roll.
Yeah.
To supplement the talking stuff.
Oh yeah, switching spots and showing the story at the kind of the higher level of yeah, of just the walking, showing that you're moving the spot.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's funny if you're like when you're solo filming, everyone knows you set that tripod up, and then you gotta like turn around and come back and get it, but you gotta get the shot right. Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hop in. Let's talk about like working out, your fitness stuff, because you do a bunch of that.
Yeah.
Especially you post a lot on Instagram about it and stuff. Have you always been into that?
No, actually, I was a chubby, skinny, unathletic kid.
Chubby and skinny.
Well, like skinny fat, I guess is the way to say it.
I get what you're saying.
No muscle, chubby,
Yeah.
Not like beast child or anything, but
yeah,
definitely not in shape. A little too much ice cream and not enough playing outside,
Yeah.
But it started when it actually started on a hunt. I was on a deer hunt with my brother, and long story short, I quit on the hunt because I was too tired.
Yeah.
Like my legs were smoked. We hiked in. We did this whole hiked way back in there, and then I found some deer, and I was gonna make this big wrap around the mountain, and I got about halfway around the mountain, and I bitched out, and I quit, and I headed back to camp. And then walking back to the truck, the entire walk back to the truck was just humiliating. Like to myself, I was just beating myself up, and that's when the gym started for me. And then a couple years later, I decided to join the Marine Corps. And that's when it really kicked in, was really trying to be in shape for that.
Yeah.
And then through the Marine Corps and through sniper school and all that stuff. And then it just kind of carried through till now. And now I couldn't imagine like missing a day at the gym
Yeah.
is not a thing. Like I can't. So I'm either hunting or I'm at the gym.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been kind of a journey, but I've been this way for a long time now because I'm old, but not always this way for sure. I played baseball, but I was a catcher as a kid, so I just sat behind the
Oh, yeah.
plate.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot
You
of
didn't run
sprints as a
much.
catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Okay, so you're working on some stuff some goals right now
Yeah.
that you have. Tell me about that stuff.
Goals have always been pretty important for me on the fitness side of things. Just going to the gym without, for me at least, just going to the gym without like a plan or something ahead is kind of tough. I'm really big into CrossFit. That's like my number one thing. But right now I really like to run and I really like to lift heavy. So my goal this year at the end of June, I'm going to go run the Copper Kings 100, which is a 100-mile race in Montana.
Nice.
But on top of that, I've kind of added a goal on top of it where I want to stay in the 1,000-pound club, which is 1,000 pounds lifted between deadlift, bench, and squat. And I'm trying to hit certain numbers of 300-pound bench, 350-pound back squat, which is double my body weight, and then a 400-pound deadlift. And so just basically the goal is to stay strong and then run an ultra marathon. So I want to run an ultra marathon without looking like an ultra marathon runner.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
That's cool. Yeah.
So
A lot of people do though. Like there's some dudes that run some crazy marathons and like are still shredded.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a challenge. The amount of time you have to run and try to keep the muscle mass on, I'm finding challenging.
Yeah.
I went when I first started training for this, I actually dropped down to like 5 or 6% body fat.
Wow.
Because I couldn't eat enough food.
Yeah.
Like I just was not hungry enough, which is why.
Dang.
So I've got to fix a little bit better now. I've changed my diet a little bit, but
Nice.
yeah, there's plenty of people that do it, but it's definitely not easy. I just want to finish the 100-miler.
Yeah.
I've run a marathon, a 50-miler, and I'm going to the 100-miler. So the 50-miler was like 4 or 5 years ago. So,
Oh, it's been a little bit.
Practice.
Yeah. What's your running schedule look like right now leading up to this race? I remember like 3 months out.
Yeah. So. Every other day or every 3 days, I'm putting anywhere between 4 and 7 miles.
Okay.
Is all.
Nice.
My theory, I got a buddy that I'm running this with. Kel is the one, he invited me to do this race, and he does want to do 100 for a while, so he invited me along. And he's doing like 30-mile runs on the weekend.
Yeah.
And one, I don't have time. And two, I know that would beat me up way bad. So my theory and what worked for me on the 50-miler as well is I'm lifting a lot to stay strong, but I'm just running frequently, but just smaller chunks, just to get miles on my feet. And then I'll go shed hunting and everything else as well. And that's, I think it actually benefits pretty well. But I'm not going to do any of those big, long runs. I got a Ragnar in the beginning of May with my brother and his wife,
nice.
Which I think will be helpful. But that's still, again, it's
not that
5 miles, 6 miles, 7 miles twice. Do that twice, but it's not all the way through. I'll run 30 miles over 24 hours, but it'll be in 6 different iterations.
Right.
So that will be one good training one to at least get the fueling down. But
yeah,
I don't have time to go run 30 miles on the weekend.
That's a lot. That's a lot of time.
I'm just getting just trying to put a lot of miles on my feet over every other day, 3 days.
Just over time.
So yeah. It worked for me on the 50-miler, so hopefully it works again.
Nice.
100's a whole other beast, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times with like those long ones, it kind of just comes down to like how gritty are you? Mm-hmm. Like it's gonna suck no matter how much you train. So,
Yeah, I'm not gonna quit. I know that. So there's no.
Yeah.
I'll drag myself somehow. So that's all I know.
That'll be cool. I'm excited to hear how that goes for you.
I'm excited and nervous.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long one.
Yeah.
I vividly remember on my 50-miler, hitting mile 3.
Yeah.
Going, oh my gosh. I got so long to go. And I just thinking about that on the 100-mile. I'm like, I'm gonna hit mile 3 and think 97 to go.
It's like, yep, let's go.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm excited. It should be fun.
That'll be fun, dude.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. And what's your nutrition looking like, kind of on a daily basis? What did you change that's making a difference?
So still am super, super high protein.
Yeah.
a lot of meat, a lot of eggs, a lot of fish,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of wild game. And now I'm starting to add, that's when I dropped super low in body fat. And then now I'm starting to add back in bananas, apples, peanut butter,
Okay.
a little bit of oatmeal and stuff like that. Kind of.
It's helping.
I try to stay pretty clean on what I'm eating.
Right.
But yeah, I bet you 80% of my diet's like meat and eggs and protein. And then the rest of it's peanut butter and bananas.
Yeah. So you're kind of pushing that carnivore diet line. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel good. I feel strong.
Nice.
I feel good. I don't think it's going to be the answer for the run. I think I'll have to be pretty heavy into carbs and gummy bears.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for right now, for training, like I feel good. I'm on a fair amount of supplements now. Fish oil and a midnight build and a joint supplement from Wilderness Athlete.
Yep.
And then their protein, creatine, collagen. I think that's it.
Yeah. That's good.
But that's more than I normally take. Normally I take like fish oil and protein is all.
Right.
But for this, the joint supplement and everything else, I'm kind of no holds bar, making sure everything is.
Make sure it's all good.
Yeah, make sure it can't hurt.
Right.
So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, between squatting and running and stuff, I need to try to keep my knees healthy.
Yeah.
Between all that and the diet, man, I feel good. So feel good, feel strong, feel fast.
Nice.
So
it's good.
I don't know, so far so good.
Nice too. That'll be fun. How does your like nutrition change when you go on a hunt versus when you're at home?
Oh, it goes to complete garbage.
Yeah, because that's hard. Being like healthy and hunting is like tough.
I do my best. I try to keep like healthier bars, healthier stuff.
Yeah.
But there's definitely gummy bears in my backpack.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Hunting season, like kind of calories in, man. I end up dropping. I think last year I dropped 14 pounds.
Yeah.
I ended up being like I guess like 171 at the end of hunting season.
Yeah.
And normally at the beginning I was sitting like in the mid 180s.
Right.
So like,
yeah, that's crazy.
I can't eat enough food.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I always lose weight.
Yeah, it's
but
crazy amounts. So
yeah, you're doing like freeze-dried meals probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. So last year we didn't do too many backpack hunts. So a lot of it was camper hunting. This year will be different. This year's going to be a little bit more freeze-dried meals.
Yeah,
for sure.
Good.
But there's actually, have you ever heard of Next Mile meals?
No, I haven't.
They're like a keto dehydrated meal.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And they're healthier.
Yeah.
Super high in fat, super small, super high in calories.
Cool.
I haven't had them.
I'll have to check them out.
I'll have to look them up again.
Yeah.
But they're pretty damn good.
Next Mile meals. Okay. Nice.
It's been a couple of years since I think they're still in business.
Yeah. Yeah. They never know.
I have to look them up again. They were pretty damn good. The meals are a little small. That's the only downfall behind them.
Okay.
But they're high in calories. So you don't get full, but you get the calories you need.
You ever tried to dehydrate your own meals or anything?
No. Have you?
I'm doing it this year.
Are you?
Starting out this year, yeah.
I think I've done it once, and the macaroni popped the bag.
Oh, dang. Yeah. Yeah, so I've done like spaghetti, and then you put like a paper towel in there so it doesn't pop the bag, right? And it worked. I've only done it once, so we'll see if it works again. But yeah, but no, then I'll do a lot of like rice and meat because that's kind of like I eat rice and meat a lot at home.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to just make my backcountry meals like as similar as I can to what I eat at home.
So you don't get that gut rot.
Exactly. So it's just like the same. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm working harder on a hunt, especially a backpack hunt. So it's just like more calories and maybe some more like snacks here and there.
Is that what you're doing? It's like health reasons.
Yeah, just kind of just for fun. I mean, it's not like I have like issues, right, or anything. I still go on a hunt, but like it's always I always just feel like I'm never 100% on a hunt because it's always like we're pushing hard, right? I mean, you know how it is. You're carrying 60 pounds on your back like all day sometimes, whatever, 20 miles just to get to a different spot to check out a new area, you know? And so it's tough on anyone. And I don't think that any amount of nutrition is going to like fix it because it's still going to be tough no matter what, right? But I just kind of am experimenting and seeing like how much better can I actually make it, right?
The best I know I've felt on hunts is when I keep everything really high in fat.
Yeah.
Like macadamia nuts and peanut butter and I don't really know. Everything I was just like packing on the fat because the fat has the most calories per gram anyways.
Right.
So everything like nut butters and stuff and I know that's like the best I've felt on hunts if I keep everything super high,
Interesting.
super high in protein as best you can. But 5 days in the backcountry, protein, and it's hard to get that much meat back there to fuel you.
Oh yeah,
So
right, exactly.
that's where you need the oats and the grains and crap.
Yeah,
lighter calories.
exactly. Carbs are still, they're not bad in my opinion in those situations. Still,
no,
so.
especially not hunting.
Yeah,
You always have gummy bears.
yeah, gummy bears. I like Oreos. That's my go-to.
Oreos.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Pop an Oreo, man. Oh, it's the best.
Gummy bears. Oh, big old bag of gummy bears.
Yeah,
Burn through them.
yeah. That's fun. What's kind of your hunts this year? What are you excited for? What you got going on?
So I got a big year this year. I got 2 or 3 bear hunts this spring.
Nice.
One in Idaho, one in Wyoming, possibly one in Montana.
Nice.
And then in the fall, I've got possibly Nevada archery deer if I can draw it.
Yeah.
I'll be archery Wyoming antelope. Colorado, I've got to decide because that deadline is like now.
Yeah, it's soon. Yeah.
Like,
is it today?
No, I think it's first.
Okay.
I got to decide if I'm gonna do that or not because I have enough points to draw a deer tag in Colorado, and then archery elk in Idaho.
Nice.
Rifle deer in Idaho. Archery deer in Utah. I'll probably do that late season one again. I think that's it.
Cool. Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Good season.
Yeah.
Good lineup.
A lot of tags.
Yeah.
So be going pretty.
Be fun. Bunch of films coming out.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
For sure.
Yeah. Nice. And then do you do a bunch of e-scouting?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
The areas that I know, like, just kind of have figured them out over the years where I know where I'm going.
Right.
Oh, like Colorado, I've never been to. Nevada, I've been to a couple, depending on what tag I draw in Nevada. But if it's a new area, then yeah, I did a ton of e-scouting.
Yeah.
Stare at those maps for ever till my eyes bleed.
Right. So, I do the same thing. I e-scout like every day just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always looking for something new.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This last year, I hunted like 2 brand new areas for deer, and both spots like one spot I killed a buck, and then the other spot like we found bucks, and my brother-in-law killed a deer in there.
Perfect.
So it's like it's kind of fun just to be like, okay, like I can go on the maps and like find a whole new area in a different part of the state and like go over there and like find something.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, I know what you mean. That first morning you show up at a brand new spot that you scouted and you find a deer and you're like, yes,
I did something good. Let's go. Yeah, it's nice.
Figured it out. I wasn't wrong.
Yep.
Because I've definitely been on the other side of that where you go to a spot, there's nothing here.
Yeah, I've done that too. Right. This year I was pretty lucky with just kind of the spots I chose. But yeah. Nice, dude. So cool. So you're pretty much you're gonna be dialed in for this year, ready to go.
Yeah, I'll have a lot going on. A couple films in there for other people as well.
Okay, nice.
So I'm excited for those.
Yeah.
I like hearing that.
I feel like for me, a lot of the times people reach out in like August or September, and they're like, "Hey, we need someone on this hunt. Come film it."
Yeah.
So there'll probably be a couple of those throughout the fall.
I imagine so. I'll try to film as much as I can.
Yeah.
I like filming that. I like
it's fun.
being there. It's just another way to experience a hunt too. Sometimes like I went and did that Dutton tag this last year. I didn't have a tag, but I got to film it. I got to experience what basically private land elk hunting is.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculous how good that tag was.
Right.
But pretty good chance I'll never draw that tag again. Like I'll never draw that tag in my lifetime. So having experience to do that, or like a sheep hunt or a moose hunt or something like that, when these 60,000 people are spending $100,000 for these hunts.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna spend that kind of money.
No, exactly. But you can still go and experience it.
I mean, behind a camera and
that's like my favorite part of it too.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to end up going to like Mongolia or something. Some crazy spots. I'd really like to see some. I'd like to see some places.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. New Zealand's on my bucket list.
Yeah. New Zealand
for sure.
It's like I can't even say it right. It was Tajikistan.
Yeah.
I
know. That'd be wild, dude.
That's my top. That's where I'd like to go.
There's some crazy places.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
If anybody's listening, I'll go.
Yeah, there you go. He's your guy.
So that's kind of the other thing that I think is also important for one thing I've heard to kind of go back on the camera stuff and fitness, being able to keep up with people. that are hunting.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be a fat cameraman in
No.
the hunting industry.
No, you can't.
You got to be able to, if you're slowing somebody down, you're not going to get called back.
Yeah.
So I
Exactly.
think that's another motivation part is you'd find, I'm sure you've hunted with someone new. And the last thing you're like, man, I hope I'm not too slow. You know, I hope this guy's going to kick my ass into the dirt.
Yeah.
So that's something I want to show up and be confident. Like, one, I've got my nutrition dialed in where I'm not going to just bonk. Right? I've got my fitness dialed in where I'm not going to slow somebody down. And if I've got to jog in front of them to get a picture, I'm not going to be like, hey, can you stay here?
Yeah.
You know, so I can get in front of you. Like, no, I'm going to just walk faster for a minute, get ahead of them, and get the pictures instead of, you know, making them slow down.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be a burden.
Well, that's huge, dude. Yeah. That's huge because, like, I mean, us, like, even if you're gonna like film or take a guy out to film your hunt, like, you're gonna hire someone who is in shape and fit. You know, like, it's just you have to.
Yeah.
You might be able to get away with it in like in the whitetail world.
Yeah.
But you're not like hiking up mountains in the whitetail world. So
sit in a tree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you want to do like big cool western hunts and you want to film them, you have to be in shape.
Yeah.
For
you
sure.
Have your stuff figured out too. You can't show up with missing gear and, you know.
Yep.
Gotta have your sleeping bag that's warm enough and clothing that can handle all the elements and yeah, it's a little more faceted than being able to run a camera.
Yep.
So
no, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And a lot of that stuff is pretty expensive. I think a lot of companies don't realize how expensive it is to be a cameraman like in that situation.
Break something. I had my first SD card corrupt on me the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I've never had that happen.
Knock on wood, dude.
Yeah, honestly.
Luckily, it was something I could refilm for a client, but
that's good.
It made me sick. I couldn't even imagine that happening on a hunt with a kill shot in there or something.
Oh yeah.
Oof. Yeah. So you buy the expensive SD cards.
Yeah.
So,
buy the nice ones. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a nice SD card.
Dang it. Double backup on hard drives.
You know, I'm gonna have to start doing that. I did it for a long time. I did the redundant recording on the 2 SD cards for a while. And then I stopped because I never had any problems, and it was just eating up so much memory inside. Right. So many SD cards. It finally bit me. So on hunts for now, I'm definitely gonna start redundant. I have to. I can't deal with that. That would be too scary.
Yeah. I probably should. I don't actually do double recording. But I should.
It's
just in case.
I learned that. Luckily I learned it where I could recover it, or I could redo it, I guess. But
right. But yeah, you can't redo a hunt film. Like it just doesn't. Yeah.
When you go to dump an SD card at the end of the day, it's always like a little bit of a like drop everything on there and make sure like pull up the SD card and all the pictures show up. And you're like, okay, good.
Yeah. Right. It's like, all right, we're okay.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here.
Cool.
Thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for letting us use your place too.
Anytime.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it again sometime.
We should.
But yeah, dude. It's good to meet you. Thanks for shooting too.
Yeah.
That's fun.
If we live close, we should be able to do more.
I know. So. We need to. Yeah, we live like 30 minutes away from each other. So
go do a 3D course or something together.
Cool, dude. Thanks, man. Where do people find you?
Anything Way Up West Outdoors. Instagram, YouTube. That's it.
Yeah.
Or Stephen Lauder Media. That's my behind the camera company.
Sweet.
So
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, dude.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you guys next week.